Hello and welcome to Arkansas Style. I am your host, Nicole Neiman. We're so glad you've decided to join us today. Here's a few things you can expect to see over the next hour. Much like the annual ritual of spring cleaning your home, it's also essential to refresh your social media connections. So author, public speaker, and mentor Janice Omadeki will join us again today with some very helpful tips when it comes to tidying up your virtual Rolodex. And for all of our nurses out there, get ready for the largest gathering of nursing employees and educators in the state. The 18th Annual Nursing Expo, hosted by Think Nurse, will take place this weekend, and we'll have some of the key people in charge here later with all the details so you don't miss out. And lastly, as the eclipse draws nearer, Greenbrier wants to invite you all out to experience a blackout over Briar. This 4-day eclipse celebration in Matthews Park will include live music, entertainment, food trucks, and vendors, as well as, get this, a death-defying 4-story skywalk by wire performer Blake Wendella. And later we'll have Blake in the studio along with Chamber of Commerce President Ashton Pruitt to get more details on what you can expect. But speaking of the upcoming solar eclipse, we've got some last-minute need-to-knows from the Museum of Discovery. Educator Stephen Lemp is joining us first to wrap up our Eclipse Countdown and Space Exploration series with a final demonstration and an overview of what they have in store for April 8th. All right, Stephen, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
You know I love what the Museum of Discovery does, and I love when you bring the museum to me.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
It's always going to be a fun experiment. What are we testing out today?
So, as you know, we've been coming back here over the last few months doing all sorts of space and eclipse science stuff. I've been hanging out with my friend Maddie a lot. For this last one here, let's say we're going to go out with a bang. How about that?
Pun intended?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So the eclipse has given us a lot of time to learn about, just light and shadow and all that stuff that has to do with the eclipse specifically, but also kids and people in general love learning about space. So we've also done a lot of general space science. And so for this last one, we're going to do a little bit of rocket science.
Oh, sure. I studied that in my undergraduate degree.
Yeah. So, rocket science is obviously very complicated. We're going to make this as simple as possible. We're just going to make something go up, all right? And in order to do that, it is going to involve a little bit of fire. So let me talk you through what we're going to do, because I'm going to do one, and then, if you're up for it, I'm going to have you do one as well. You're going to be a rocket scientist today.
Of course. Move over, Elon Musk.
So we have what we like to call our whoosh bottle here, and we are going to create a combustion reaction. Now, a combustion reaction is a chemical reaction. I like to say it's kind of like cooking. You need the right ingredients in the right amount. So I've added one ingredient, that's our fuel. And I'm going to start moving our fuel around in our whoosh bottle, letting it evaporate and turn into a flammable gas, right? Okay. Second, we need oxygen. We've got plenty of that. And then third, we need a heat source. Now, you combine all three of those things together, you get your reaction, and you get a little bit of fire.
All right, so a liquid turns into a gas, turns into fuel, turns into...
And you combine it all together with some heat, and we've got the fire. Now, that's just how we're kind of getting the fire. We're talking about rocketry, right? Well, in order to get rockets into space, you need a lot of energy, and we deal with what's called Newton's second law of motion. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. You get a big old thing of fire and heat and energy going down, the rocket goes up. So we're going to do something very similar.
Okay.
Go ahead and put on those safety goggles.
Okay.
Might be a good idea.
Let's do it.
So I've been letting our fuel evaporate for a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set this on the table here. I'm going to take the lid off, put our rocket, aka our cup, on top. And then when I count down, I'm going to go ahead and try and light this fuel and oxygen on fire. I've promised your crew that I'm going to try not to damage any of our equipment, so we'll see if they let me come back.
Ed, sorry if you're in the control room. We'll do our best.
Maybe just take a slight step that way. Perfect. All right, here we go.
Ooh.
In 3, 2, 1.
Holy Lord!
All right.
Wow!
No lights damaged. We're good on that one.
Fantastic! Wow, that really was a whoosh.
It's great, yeah. So we have all that air being pushed out from this big area through this little area, so that kind of focuses that energy and that motion, and so we send our cup up. Now, with a real rocket, you've got a lot of that force going down, which sends the rocket up, but we just put the fire in here just so it's a little more contained. I don't think they'd like it if I was blasting fire all over your table. So.
Okay, well, and a cup is a lot lighter than a rocket, so I guess we don't need as much fuel and force, huh?
I don't think I'd want to bring that much fuel to the studio. That seems like a bit much. Now, my question to you, Nicole, is would you like to do it?
Sure.
And would you like to do it a little bit bigger?
Oh my goodness, of course. Have you met me?
So I've done the exact same setup, except I did this one before we started rolling. It's been sitting for about 10 minutes, which means this one's got a little more fuel evaporated inside of it. Okay. It's gonna be loud. I'm just gonna warn you up front.
Okay.
You guys too, it's gonna be kind of loud. I'm also gonna try not to hit anything on the ceiling here. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. So you see we've got these metal bolts sticking out of the side. Rather than having you have to deal with a lighter, I have this little guy over here. So this is called an Uden coil. It's like a little mini handheld Tesla coil. All it does is when you push this button, it creates electricity. Don't touch this part of it, because that's where the electricity is coming from. Okay, all right. So you're gonna hold this button down, and we're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're just gonna get that close to that metal bolt. Okay. Once that electricity jumps, that's gonna be the spark for our combustion reaction. And we're going to see how far our cup goes. Okay. Sound good? Yep. All right. You hold that. Don't push the button yet. Okay. All right. Let me get this going. Folks at home, you ready? It's going to be a bit loud, just so you're aware.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm so nervous.
Are you ready?
Oh, God. Low, are you ready?
Push that button.
Low.
Here we go.
Help me.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Steven, yes!
Heck yeah!
That's the most fun I've had, I think, in forever. Did we all get that at home and we're all in one piece? Oh,
we survived. So you're a rocket scientist now.
Oh, well, thank you so much. That was beyond my expectation. Museum of Discovery. You can plan your next visit to the Museum of Discovery by going to their website, museumofdiscovery.com. And for more information on what to expect and how to join them for the total solar eclipse, click on their events tab at the top of the page. Now, coming up next, we're getting you all the fun details about Greenbrier's 4-day eclipse celebration. Stick around, you're watching Arkansas Style.
You're watching Arkansas Style on KARK.
Welcome back to Arkansas Style. Greenbrier, Arkansas is getting ready for a blackout. Starting April 5th in Matthews Park, you'll be able to experience live music, delicious food, tons of vendors, and even, here we go, some death-defying stunts. And here with all the details is Chamber of Commerce President Ashton Pruitt, along with internationally recognized wire performer Blake Wendella. Holy cow. I mean, Ashton, great to meet you, but
nice to meet you.
The main event here. I mean, forget about these solar eclipse. I mean, we've got a Wendella in the house.
That's right. That's right. We're super excited to have Blake with us and join us in Matthews Park. Greenbrier's the place to be for the eclipse.
For sure. So lots of fun events. If you don't mind, let me set the table a little bit. For people who are not familiar with you, your family, what you do, let's tell them.
So I'm a circus daredevil. My family has been performing in circuses for over 300 years. I'm the 8th generation of my family to perform and do these death-defying acts. We are bringing a skywalk to Greenbrier during the eclipse, and I'll actually be attempting a world record during the eclipse. The main event will be at 6 p.m. We also have the circus that will be going on starting Thursday the 4th. We have matinees and evening shows. There's 6 opportunities to see the show. It's a star-studded cast. There's international performers from all over the world. They've been on big shows throughout the country and different places. And we have a human cannon that will be going on. That's a free part of the show, as well as the skywalk for the eclipse.
Yeah, I mean, folks at home, this is a huge deal. I mean, the eclipse is great, but the Wendella, this part of the story is pretty fantastic. What record are you going for?
So, longest time on a tightrope during an eclipse. So I'll be up there for the whole blackout. And the actual walk will be after the eclipse, but I'm going to do the attempt during it. There's plenty of space in Matthews Park for everybody to come and see the eclipse. It actually is a perfect setup to watch the whole eclipse. And there's plenty of parking for everybody, as well as the show that you can see before or afterwards.
That is so exciting. I can't even imagine.
I'm excited. So.
Yeah, really. Okay, so Ashton, you're behind putting a lot of this together. Let's talk about some other events aside, you know, what Blake just shared with us.
I mean, that's the big show, of course, you know, with the side of the eclipse, but we also are going to have an art festival going on as well that folks can enjoy. They can walk through there and they can check out some of the great artists that are here from the natural state that will be joining us, so that's going to be exciting. We also have our ice skates set up so people can take a spin and have a little dose of Eclipsemas while they're at Matthews Park. We'll have food trucks, live music as well, so it's just going to be a lot of fun for pretty much anybody.
Yeah, and this is going for a weekend, right? It's not just the day of the eclipse, yes?
Yes, correct. Okay. The circus actually gets things kicked off on Thursday night, and it will continue throughout the entire weekend up until after the big show in the sky on Monday.
I mean, you're getting a jump on the celebrations for sure.
Yes.
We have up on the screen a lot of the details. Again, a skywalk over Matthews Park with Blake. I mean, this is so exciting. The human cannonball, what what a hoot. I mean, you only see that like on comedy shows, but you're going to actually see this in real life, folks. And this circus, Blake, describe a little bit more about that circus.
So this circus is actually based in Greenbrier. They've been performing for over 180 years. It's a traditional European style circus. It's my favorite type of circus. It's a traditional circus. The show run is about an hour and a half long. We have different contortionists, flying trapeze acts, and the wonderful horseback riding act that the Zopis are famous for as well.
That is just, I mean, all of it, all of it, all
and
of it.
I'll actually be performing tightrope on a different tightrope in the show as well. So there'll be tightropes all over the park. A skywalk and a tightrope.
Well, we got to make it till Monday, so take good care of yourself before then. You've also got some swag,
Yes. Now, Nicole, I brought this specially for you. We want folks to come get mooned in Greenbrier, so this is for you, and you can proudly display that.
How about that, Lo?
We of course have glasses for folks if they get any swag. We're going to be, we'll have glasses on hand. We want everyone to have protection as they are looking up at the sky, and so it's just going to be a great celebration.
Love it. Well, Blake, what a pleasure and privilege to get to meet you. What a legacy you're carrying on. Really exciting, and the fact that you're here in Arkansas is really, really cool. Ashton, I will wear this with much pride.
Okay, good, good.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
For more information about Greenbrier's 4-day eclipse celebration, head over to gogreenbrier.com/eclipse. Now, I hope you're ready to learn and think like a nurse, because the state's largest gathering of nursing professionals will take place this weekend, and we'll have everything you need to know. Stick around, you're watching Arkansas Style.
You're watching Arkansas Style on KARK.
Welcome back to Arkansas Style. Think Nurse invites you to join them at their 18th annual Nursing Expo happening this weekend at UALR's Dining Center. This is the most significant gathering of nursing employers and educators statewide, offering countless opportunities to learn from industry professionals. And I'm here with some key members who get this expo up and running. Well, ladies, first of all, gorgeous group of gals here we have. So Susan Brown, who's sitting next to me, would you mind introducing everybody for us, please?
Be happy to. This is Linda Jo Palmer, Susan Erickson, and Joanna Hall.
Okay. Well, I mean, look at this dream team.
I would agree.
All right, so what is Think Nurse?
Well, Think Nurse is it's actually a group of, it's Think Nurse website, and it's part of the PCI Publishing, who we help sponsor the Nurse Expo that's going on. And through that Nurse Expo, we've done this for 18 years, and it's an honor to be able to promote such an amazing profession, a profession that truly gives back. Yeah. And these are all nurses or educators of nursing, and we're very fortunate to be able to be a part of this.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a great resource for people who are in this industry as well. So, Linda, let's start with you. What's your contribution to these efforts, and what are people going to learn from your?
Well, my passion is nursing, of course, and nursing nursing education. It's an opportunity for me to give back to a profession that I have loved all of my life, and to help feel, young nurses, to help them be confident in their career, and to enjoy their work as much as I've enjoyed mine. And this is a great opportunity. This expo is a great opportunity for any nurse that wants to know what's going on out there in nursing, market, who's offering what type of job. But it's also for somebody who may be thinking about a nursing career, and they're going to be able to meet with educators, meet with schools of nursing, have financial counseling for, education that they can use, but they can answer a lot of questions for new nurses.
Well, Linda, I mean, folks at home, if you're unhappy with your job and your career, I mean, did you just hear about how happy this gal is doing what she does? And of course, such a necessary and needed discipline. Susan, what would you have to say to somebody who's going to get involved in this career?
Well, the first thing I always say to anybody who's interested in nursing is, do you care about taking care of another person? Because they're usually their most vulnerable, and you get to be the person to advocate for them and to help them through a very difficult time. Because when people are sick, they don't feel good, they don't always make the best decisions, so we're there to help guide them and get them through their health care situation.
Oh, that touches my heart to really think about it. I mean, I think we've all experienced a loved one who's been sick and ill and in the hospital and needing an extra set of hands, and you're our trusted go-to when we're not there. But it takes quite a bit of education to get us there. That's where you come in, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, it is a necessary, dare I say, evil to make it through nursing school. And there are many different programs that you can go to, wonderful programs in the state of Arkansas. And so many of those are going to be represented at this expo. You can do 2-year options, you can do 4-year options. You can finish nursing school in as little as 18 months. And then get out there and truly be able to impact some lives. It's just going to be a fun time. So we want you to come out. You've got lots of questions. Bring your family, bring your friends. We'll have frisbees, and we'll make cheesy puns about flying high and nursing. But truly, it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's really just going to be a great opportunity to see so many of the different resources that we have available to the nursing community.
Lots of swag, don't mention.
Lots of swag. Nurses like pins. We've got lots of pins.
Yeah.
Susan, this is obviously a great gathering of resources for people who are interested in pursuing this career. But I mean, like I touched on a little bit, this is one of the most in-demand industries, and almost, shall I say, a recession-proof?
Absolutely. Nursing is the one profession that is recession-proof. There will always be a need and a demand for nurses. It's kind of interesting. Nurses are also, touching on what Susan said, one of the most trusted professions there is out there for being reliable and somebody you can count on. So,
well, ladies, thank you so much for your efforts and paying it forward to our next generation of nurses. They're out there.
Go nursing.
Go nursing. Come to the expo. If you care, if you want to learn about nursing, come to the expo. You can learn about it.
Thank you, ladies. To learn more about this year's Nursing Expo or to secure your tickets, visit thinknurse.com or give them a call at 501-221-9986, extension 108. Now, coming up next, we'll dive into the topic of tidying up our social circles with globally recognized public speaker and mentor, Janice Omedeki. Stick around, you're watching Arkansas Style.
You're watching Arkansas Style on KARK.
Welcome to a new episode that we are calling our Mentorship Unlocked segment. I am joined by Janice Omedeki, who is the author of the book called Mentorship Unlocked, The Science and Art of Setting Yourself Up for Success. I mean, is that a grabber or what? Great to see you, Janice.
Hi, it's so great to be back.
Well, here we're going to try and help our viewers learn a little bit of some life skills on how they can be better mentors, how they can mentor themselves better. And today's topic, we're talking about spring cleaning, very timely, and maybe cleaning out some of our network connections that we have in our Rolodex in the old days, or maybe on our social media these days.
Yes, I actually just finished cleaning out my closet, and it inspired our conversation today because it's really very similar. As you're going through new seasons of your career, much like the changing seasons outside, you want to make sure that what you're bringing with you actually fits and makes sense for where you're going. And so this is a perfect time to tidy up your social circles and networks. There's a strong parallel between decluttering your wardrobe and refining your network for the better. There are a few steps that I recommend just in terms of how to make sure that your network is actually fruitful and fulfilling for you. Because at the end of the day, you're the CEO of your career, you're the CEO of building a fulfilling life for yourself, and you want to make sure that you're around people that will actually be supportive, fulfilling, and help you feel seen, safe, and respected.
Exactly. More is not more in this situation, and I love that you're using the clothing analogy because folks at home, we all know what it looks like to put on an outfit that doesn't fit us anymore. So we want to get rid of those not fitting properly situations, and we're going to upgrade our network and our wardrobe. Let's go through some of the spring cleaning tips.
Yes. So first thing I want you to do is define what a fulfilling life means for you. This is actually a very fun part because you get to either lie down, have your meditation spot, a journal, some water, and you want to think about encompassing your career, your hobbies, your leisure activities, your living situation, and the emotions associated with living that life. So just close your eyes and actually think about, what does fulfillment mean for you? What does it look like? Where are you spending your time? And then as you're envisioning this life for yourself, imagine that it's happening today and you're hosting a small gathering with your closest friends to celebrate you reaching this highly desired life. From there, visualize who was actually present in that moment with you. So let's say you close your eyes and you're visualizing that you're at the brunch table. That's personally my favorite. I'm a brunch girl. I would think about, who am I booking that reservation with? And I know exactly who the 6 friends that I would have around the table are. So when you're visualizing this, who are those people? Jot that down, because more likely than not, those people who immediately come to mind in this visualization practice are likely the ones to form your support system. Your subconscious, that little tiny voice in the back of your head that tells you, be careful or proceed. It's telling that these are safe people that you can trust and count on and will actually support you. And then the second piece to that, though, is to reflect on the people that weren't included in this vision. Who might those people be? Because those might be the ones that it may be time to put in the vacuum seal bag, if you will, and maybe revisit those connections later. So with this visualizing exercise, think about the people that were present in this visualization. Those are your investment pieces. Those are the people that you want to build deeper relationships with. Those are the nice cashmere sweater from winter that'll transition into spring perfectly. The people that you wouldn't want to invite, perhaps those are more trend-based, and some of those for the moment outfits that you can now either donate or pass on to somebody else. Lastly, conduct an audit of the people and places that deplete your energy, because as you're proceeding in your career, as you're going out more because it's spring, there are more networking events, really think about the areas, people, and spaces that energize you. What makes you shine? What brings that glow of you just feeling good about yourself and ready to connect with people? Those are the spaces that you should be spending more of your time in, because you'll be in a frequency of being willing to actually connect with people on a deeper level, versus the places where you're kind of rolling your eyes and you get there begrudgingly, and everybody can kind of tell when you don't want to be there, and it just makes building those relationships in those spaces so much more forced. And as the CEO of your career, you're busy. You have a lot going on in and outside of work, so just make sure that you're protecting your time.
All right, how do we gracefully break up with the people that are no longer serving us?
Yes, this took time. It took a lot of practice. First thing, just take a breath. It will all be okay. So assess the possibility of a conversation. You never want to just do a cold turkey, just chop of a relationship unless it's absolutely necessary. The world is small, and the higher up you get in your career, it gets even smaller. So if you believe that this individual is open to feedback and might adjust their behavior after discussing your concerns or boundaries or whatever the reason is you feel like you might not want to bring them into this next season of your career, then have that professional conversation. Share what was offensive to you, share what your boundaries are, and see how they respond. If they're deeply defensive or they start gaslighting or turning it around on you, your gut was right and you made the right decision 100%. Your gut's never wrong. If they're willing to repair, then proceed with caution and let them know what that repair effort would look like. If you are anticipating a more negative or retaliatory response, remain polite. Above all else, lead with grace, stay composed. You want to gradually create distance. There's a concept called quiet quitting, where people quietly leave employers and start applying for new jobs and just start distancing themselves from either employee engagement groups and other activities. This logic can apply also for people that may have a retaliatory response. So slowly stop engaging with them. Maybe remove yourself from social engagements where you know that they will be, or if you're usually sitting next to them, maybe sit next to somebody else if you can't get out of that engagement. But just slowly start creating that distance and establishing those boundaries. And they will get the hint. Sometimes they might come up and want to have a greater conversation, in which case that presents itself and that's the time to do it. But just really think about investing your time in activities and relationships that bring you the most happiness. Spring is a joyful time. It's about new beginnings. It's about fresh starts. So this really ensures that any fear of missing out is mitigated by making sure that you're attending fulfilling engagements. And even if it feels odd initially, trust me, as somebody who has practiced this concept quite a bit over the last decade, it does get easier, and it actually builds your confidence, because executives know they have to make gut decisions day in and day out. And this will really help you build your executive presence, your confidence in your decision making, and help you move the needle towards feeling 100% like the CEO of your career.
Janice, this was fun. It's like dressing for success, but making sure that your network is looking just as spiffy.
Exactly.
Well, I've enjoyed our conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Janice is like our own personal mentor. I mean, she really is our go-to gal, and we're going to enjoy visiting with her every month to talk to her about some of these really life-changing topics. In the meantime, you can check out her book, Mentorship Unlocked, The Science and Art of Setting Yourself Up for Success. Janice, it was great seeing you.
Thank you so much.
Now, Bella Rustina Modern Vintage Market is coming back to Conway, and we'll have all the details on how to attend and what to expect right after this. Stick around, you're watching Arkansas Style.
You're watching Arkansas Style on KARK.
Welcome back to Arkansas Style. If you're a fan of vintage shopping and finding those one-of-a-kind pieces, then now is the time to look at your TV screen. The Bella Rustina Modern Vintage Market is coming back to Conway April 5th through the 8th, and I can assure you this is one event you won't want to miss. So we've got owner and founder Ashley Norris here with all the details. Ashley, thanks for coming in.
Yes, thanks for having me.
And I'm serious, when you talk about this as an event that you don't want to miss, because these are one-of-a-kind pieces. When it's gone, it's gone.
Yep, that's absolutely right. And then being on the weekend of the eclipse, that makes it even better because we've turned it in more into a festival than just the vintage market. So we've got bouncy houses, we'll have live music on Monday, and then of course we'll have over 400 booths of antiques and vintage, handmade, boutiques, and then food trucks. I mean, it really will be a festival atmosphere.
Right, I got a little ahead of myself, got a little excited. For folks who have not visited Bella Rustina, let's kind of set the table of what that looks like.
Oh yeah, well, so we take vendors from all over the country. We'll have over 200 exhibitors who are going to come in and they're going to bring their vintage wares that they've gathered from all over the country. They're going to have like these handmade door hangers. They're going to have pottery and handmade pottery. So handmade stuff, boutique clothing, handmade candles, all that sort of stuff. But then on top of that, food trucks, so we can make it a weekend of the trip.
All over the country. I mean, that's quite an expanse. So
yes.
You're going to get little relics from, all little corners.
Well, like one of my favorite vendors, they haven't been here since before COVID, but they are coming all the way from New York to bring architectural salvage. And then they use architectural salvage to build tables and things. And they're coming, like I said, all the way from New York just to hang out with us for the weekend. And then on top of that, we've got vendors from Georgia, Illinois. If I've got one guy that knows Fenton really well, Fenton glass. So he'll bring beautiful glassware and just a lot of stuff. It's going to be fantastic.
So we're looking at some pictures on the screen. Is this from one of your previous events?
Yes, all of these pictures are from previous vendors. These vendors will be at the show.
Girl, I mean, look at this.
Yes.
This is spectacular. It's like, I'll take it all and just move it right into my house. I mean, the way they have it displayed,
yes.
I mean, it's just completely organized and so beautiful.
Yes, some of the most talented people, and like I said, they do this for a living, so they're taking these things, like this woodwork that they're showing right now. This is a guy that's local out of Conway, and he does that fabulous work. So it's, and then you saw the truck clip islands, though they come from Missouri, and they come set up with us every year. So it's awesome.
And how many vendors do you expect to have?
It's over 200, I bet 200, 225, something like that. But then they're going to fill like 400 booths. So like the people from New York are going to fill like 4 or 6 booths. Like they're going to bring a huge truckload of all their goodies, and it's going to be fun. Yep.
I would encourage you, if you're going to go, bring your own truck, right?
Oh yeah, bring a truck, bring a trailer, be prepared, because you can wheel and deal. That's the good thing about these shows, is you could come in and you can negotiate on your price and meet with the vendor, meet with the creator right there. And all these vendors, they know their stuff. So all this vintage things, you can learn the history of it and learn stuff while you're there.
Yeah. All right, so let's tour again a little bit of what you brought in here. This is a door hanger. That's beautiful.
Oh yes, this is one of their Lily and Me designs. This is one of their new styles that they're coming out with for the spring. And then one of our vendors will bring a huge booth of both the Pyrex and the mid-century modern glass, which is really hot right now. And Janelle,
what's it called? I'm sorry.
Mid-century modern, so from the 50s, 60s time frame.
I dream of Jeannie.
Yes.
Let me rub it.
Yep,
See what's going to come out.
Exactly. So like these people love these decanters right now, and we'll have plenty of them. And then like Janelle makes these handmade mugs, and well, her favorite, or one of her best sellers, is a bacon cooker. She creates something a little bit bigger than that you put your bacon over the sides, and it helps it cook just crisp and perfect every time. So she sells out of them every time. I need to get one just so I can show it on air, because they are one of her best sellers and people swear by them. So.
Wait, I've never heard of such a thing. So it's a piece of pottery and it goes in the oven.
Well, in the microwave, and you just hang your bacon over the side, and it makes the bacon cook perfectly. So yeah, and it has a little drain at the bottom, and all the grease goes in the bottom, and it's just easy clean up too. But
okay, see what you can learn when you go to something like
Absolutely.
this?
Oh, we've got brilliant exhibitors, and this is just some crewel art. I collect crewel art, and I've started to see more and more of the crewel art in the shows, and that's another vintage 60s, 70s thing that people did at home. But look how fun, like how much time was put into that. Oh, and one of the other exhibitors that's coming from Kansas will have a whole booth of these malt mixers, and if you remember in the 50s how they would make the the malt drinks and the milkshakes, these actually work. They're guaranteed forever to work, and you can make malts and milkshakes at home just like they did back in the day.
What?
Yes. Yep. They're really cool.
Okay, this is actually a functioning malt maker. Folks at home, I mean, again, when we're talking about one-of-a-kind treasures that you're going to find and have recycled, repurposed, your own story to tell for your family.
Yep. Absolutely.
How exciting.
Yep.
All right, so where are you going to be at and when?
So we'll be at the Conway Expo Center April 5th through the 8th. So on Friday and Saturday, we'll be there from 9 to 5, Sunday from 11 to 4, and then on Monday, that's Eclipse Day, from 9 to 1, we'll be open, but we'll be doing the parking spots we'll be selling the parking spots. So for $50, you can come hang out, all day, see the eclipse. I'll have Dial Up, the 90s cover band, coming to play from 12:30 to 2:30, which I'm super excited about. And then once the eclipse is over from 2 to 5, we'll continue to be open and let people shop. Now, the admission on Friday is $10, $7 if you go online. So Friday and Saturday, it's $10 or $7 if you buy online, and then $5 on Sunday. So, and then, like I said, it's parking spaces on Monday, so you can come hang out with us. not only shop, enjoy bouncy houses, enjoy the live band and the Eclipse all in one place.
Nice.
Whole weekend full of fun stuff.
And priceless treasures.
Yeah,
well, thanks
absolutely.
for coming in. It was nice to see you.
Yes, thank you for having me.
For more information or to purchase tickets to this weekend-long event, visit bellaristina.com to secure yours today. Now don't go anywhere. Charlie Simpson is joining us next with the key to conflict resolution. Stick around. You're watching Arkansas Style.
You're watching Arkansas Style on KARK.
Welcome back to Arkansas Style. Today we're diving into the world of conflict resolution. Did you know that the way to start a conversation during a disagreement can significantly impact the outcome? Well, today we'll be discussing what's called the gentle startup method and how it can help couples navigate those conflicts in a healthier way. And as always, we're joined by Charlie Simpson with the Arkansas Relationship Counseling Center. All right, so starting.
Just starting it.
What did you do?
Exactly.
That's not good.
I mean, and this is how powerful the start of a conversation is. In our research, we can pretty much predict in the first 3 minutes of a conflict whether a couple will divorce or not.
What? Divorce?
Divorce.
Like go all the way, huh?
Up to a 98% accuracy rate. We can just look at the first 3 minutes. And so that's the importance of making sure that when you start a conflict, you know how to start it. And so there's just a gentle approach, you know, you got your gentle approach. And this is where there's an issue, you bring your grievances to them in a gentle way, in a respectful way, in a way where you're not trying to push your partner away, or you're going to come in a harsh strata where it's going to be an unhealthy conflict. It's going to start with something critical or something that isn't going to be very accepting, and more than likely it's going to come off as blaming, accusing, or attacking. And then the next thing you know, that couple will just start spiraling. Some of the stuff will just will be pushed to the side, and it'll just add up over the years until it gets to the point where the couple will end up not being together. So we're going to do our role play again.
Okay, this is important business.
This
I mean,
is.
if we can really keep these couples together by starting the conflict off right,
starting it off. And so there's been an issue with us again. You forgot to do the dishes last night, and I hate going to bed with a dirty kitchen. I wake up, I see the dishes, and I'm in the kitchen, and you come in. Now I'm going to either give you a harsh or a gentle startup, and I want you to pick which one it is. All right, so you walk in. You left the dishes in the sink again. You're always on that phone.
Oh, yeah, that's not helpful.
Now listen to it. That statement took about 5 seconds, and that 5 seconds is going to spiral that couple into a direction, if they don't repair, where they're going to be in a conflict for an hour or two. And you know, when you keep having those moments in a relationship, those 5 seconds are very powerful in how a couple communicates. So let's try a different one. So you come in the kitchen. Oh, you know, I've just been so overwhelmed lately. You know, when I see the dishes, it just feels like it's going to be a lot more weight on my shoulders.
Yeah, no, I can empathize or sympathize with you because I sense your feelings in that.
And there's a lot of I statements in that one. And you know, when you take the responsibility and you can just use I statements instead of you, more than likely your partner is going to hear something other than blame or criticism, and we'll be able to compromise or whatever we need to do in that moment, and then move the conflict in a positive direction. Now, there's a caveat to that, because I can still be gentle, but send a message to you that hits you in a way where I know I forgot, you know, now I start to get upset because I didn't do it. And there can still be a response back that the listener could really give. And it's important for couples, even in those moments, to just try to repair. You know, hey, I'm not trying to blame you. I just know if I have to do these dishes, it's just going to be a lot more. You know, can we work out a plan or something on how we can take care of this? And so, you know, just 5 seconds, you know.
You know, and I like the last example that you just gave, where you you kind of combine the two, where you're, you know, where you're talking about your feelings and how it's gonna, you know, make you a little bit more stressed out, but then you also say, I'm not trying to blame you, as if, you know, you don't want to be harsh. You know.
And those are the repair techniques, because in just small little micro moments we can send a message to our partner that hits them in a way that the speaker might not even know about, but the listener's response is definitely going to tell, you know, the speaker whether it was accepted or not. And if the couple can repair, hey, I didn't mean to make you feel a certain type of way, you know, is there any way we can compromise, or, you know, any way we can bring a solution to this so that we can move forward?
Well, those are alarming statistics if you don't get this right, folks. So practice makes perfect. I think this is a great exercise, and I appreciate you teaching us a little bit. Thanks, Charlie.
Definitely.
Okay, well, if you need some extra help learning this gentle startup method, reach out to Charlie at the Arkansas Relationship Counseling Center by giving them a call or scanning the QR code on your screen. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Arkansas Style.
You're watching Arkansas Style on KARK.
Thank you all so much for joining us today, and of course to all of our guests and sponsors who joined us in studio. Now don't forget to follow us on social media or visit our website for clips of the show that you may have missed or just want to rewatch for a second time. We will see you all again next time with love. Mwah.
Watching Arkansas Style with Nicole Neiman. Furniture provided by Hank Spine Furniture.